Monster Mania 2015, success. What's up everyone, how's it going? This is Steve as always from Shock Extreme Productions, and I have another conventions pickup video for you, and it's kind of shocking considering the fact that this is the second convention I've been to in the span of about 3 months. Usually I just never have the chance to go to conventions. Last October was the first convention I went to, and that was Phoenix FearCon. Then after that it was Mad Monster, and now it's Monster Mania. This year was in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, which I believe is every year, and they also do in Illinois or Indiana during March, I believe. But you know, July 31st through August 2nd, they had Monster Mania in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, and luckily enough for me, I was actually able to make the drive up or down to Cherry Hill. This was actually a big benefit to me, concerning the fact that a lot of people reached out to me and told me that they were going to be going as guests. One of them was Weekend Fright, also known as Scott, a friend of mine from YouTube. We decided to meet up there and walk around the convention together, and this is where it pretty much takes off with the pickups. The first booth we went to, I believe it was for Diabolic DVD, and they had a lot of things for sale, and the first one I immediately snagged. I've been wanting to see this one ever since it came out, was American Guinea Pig Bouquet of Guts and Gore, and this is the 3-disc limited edition version from Unearthed Films. And I thought at first this was a Blu-ray, that's why I picked it up, but apparently there is no Blu-ray edition of American Guinea Pig, and I just dropped the thing on the floor. But this film looks incredibly explicit, violent, and overall gory, which of course I'm down for. Then we looked at a couple other booths, and then we finally stumbled upon alternative cinema, which you guys know I've done reviews for in the past. Call of Cthulhu was my last review I've done for them, and they were promoting the hell out of that film. They had a huge banner in the background, they were selling the posters, and the one, you know, give or take, Call of Cthulhu, the one that I picked up from them was the one I only had on VHS. It was about $20 on the website. I found this for $15 at Monster Mania, and that's Chris LaMartina's The WNUF Halloween Special. This one's absolutely fantastic. I love this. It's an excellent background film. It's almost like watching public access television from 1987 or 89. It's just awesome. It's great to play whenever you're working or whatever, but I absolutely love this one. $15 from alternative cinema, can't beat that. And I'll just put it out there that Bouquet of Guts and Gore was selling for about $25 or $28 at Diabolic DVD's stand. Another booth I went to, this one guy was selling a lot of work prints and a lot of bootlegs for a lot of things. I even saw a bootleg of Traces of Death, which thankfully I already have the box sets of. But I've been wanting to see this for a long time. I heard rumors about there being a work print for this one. I just never found one available until I saw this, and I immediately grabbed it. It was $10, so finally got a chance to get it, and it's the work print of Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. You guys all know how I feel about this film. I love it, and it's one film that I consider a cult classic because of the whole controversy behind it, with the MPAA slapping it with NC-17 and them having to cut it down. With this one, the guy showed me some footage of it at the stand. It looked really good, and this was actually from the DVD. He just took it out of the box. If this box wants to open, there we go. And even for a work print, he has really nice artwork on here. You know, it's taken from the DVD, and then of course, you know, he can't do much with the cut footage, but the cut footage is what it is. You can still see it. It does look pretty good, and I'm excited to see the rest of this. So, work print for Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. Awesome find. Next booth we went to, it was probably the one with the most flair there, was the company VHPS. I believe I showed it in the DVD collection video a while ago. the film Mikey, which I got from VHPS online. They were selling for about $10. These films are all ripped from the VHS, so you can't complain about quality. They're all VHS quality, but they all look nice. And they had a lot of stuff there that was both hard to find on DVD as well as VHS. Fright Night 2 was one of them. And this one I saw a review of a while ago from, I believe, 80s-a-thon Monster Madness, and I just really wanted to get that, and I'm happy I did, and it was Making Contact. This is just like a bizarre 80s film, a lot of 80s toys and references in this one, and each film they were selling was going for $10 a piece, and if you bought 4 or 5 it was for $35 or $40, I'm not really sure, but pretty good deals, and VHPS always does a great job with putting these things on DVD, so that's Making Contact. Excellent find. The DVD is very expensive to find. Another one I got from VHPS, I'm actually surprised I found this. A day before I was watching one of Johnny Dickey's older videos, one of his old VHS pickup videos, and he actually showed this off, and I was pretty surprised to see this from VHPS, and that is The Jar. I heard this is a really, really crappy movie, but the cover looked awesome in both the review and in person, and just for a title like The Jar, I had to pick it up. Another $10 find, but it is what it is. After doing some more walking, we stumbled across a group of filmmakers and a distribution company that Scott really admires, and that's WIt Films. And he was telling me these are the same guys that did Mutantis and some other ones, and he was really excited to meet them. And they had a really good sale going on, 2 DVDs for $15. So I go, you know what, I might as well check some of these out. But I asked them what would they recommend out of everything, and the first one they recommended to me was a film called Seventh Day, which I've seen a lot of people in, after I posted the pickups video on the 22 Shots page, they were telling me a lot of good things about this one, so I'm like, you know what, I might as well get it. And I asked them, what's another one? And they said, if you really want disturbing, check out this one, and this one is Isle of the Damned. Not sure about it, but it was a recommendation. I'll support all these independent companies until the day I die, so WIt Films, this is for you. Once I bought the DVDs from WIt Films, the guy was actually generous enough to give me a poster for free for Seventh Day, and I kind of wish he autographed it, which he said he did, but I can't find it, but no big deal. I'll probably find him at the next Monster Mania, but I gotta say that is one badass poster. When me and Scott were walking around, we actually came across a scarecrow that was offering lollipops and sweet tarts to a lot of people. Offered it to me, and I was kind of like, no thank you, but you're cool anyway. And that actually led us to a table for a group of guys doing a feature film, a Halloween throwback, which immediately caught my eye. And these guys had an awesome table set up. They're doing a Kickstarter right now on Indiegogo.com. I believe it only has 10 days left, but by the time this video comes up, it's probably only going to be a week. Right now, from what I see, they're at about $9,000 out of their $15,000 goal. And I saw the trailer there, and I'm really stoked for this movie to get released, but it's called The Barn. And I was talking with the director and some of the guys from it for a while, and they're really stoked. I'm really stoked. They had a lot of stuff for sale, posters, CDs, pins, I believe. They even had a pre-order list for the DVD and VHS, even when it comes out. I believe it was VHS, I'm not sure. And they actually made an 8-bit game, which they were selling there in a Nintendo cartridge, but instead of actually putting it in an NES, it was attached to a USB cable, so you plug it into your computer and play it that way, which I thought was really badass. But they were selling their posters for $5, and I got one, of course, and the film is called The Barn, which just fucking looks awesome. I'll put all the information for this in the description below. The trailer, the Indiegogo page, their Facebook, everything like that. And they were nice enough to sign this one, and this one just looks awesome. I have high hopes for these guys. Besides from some of those pickups, Scott brought a couple of things of his that he was wanting to either trade or sell with some of the other guys, and he brought the question up to me, and of course I wanted to see what he had. The first thing he was really bragging about was his Blu-ray of Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers signed by the director, Fred Olen Ray. So I kind of thought about it a little bit, and then he showed me what else he had. But of course I did get the Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers Blu-ray from him. the Fred Olen Ray signature on the back. I've been wanting this for a really long time. I just don't know why I've never actually bought it. But the other thing I got from him, and I've been wanting to see this film for a really long time. It's kind of like the DVD sometimes is for sale on Amazon, sometimes it's not. I never knew it was on Blu-ray at all. But he pulled that out and I'm like, yeah, I need to grab that one from you. And this is the double feature. And the one I really got it for was Otis with Daniel Stern. And he said Mr. Giggles was also a good film, but mainly I got that one for Otis, and I got a really good deal from him on both of them. And, you know, thanks again, Scott. I really am looking forward to watching this one. Also, me and Scott were at one of the tables just looking over some DVDs, a lot of $5 DVDs, pretty good ones too. And I heard a voice next to me talking about one VHS, and I turned around, and I haven't seen this guy since the Adjust Your Tracking screening in New York City. And I turn around and it's Matt Desiderio from Horror Boobs. I remembered we talked at the screening very briefly, but I turn around and I see him, I go, holy shit, aren't you Matt? And he's like, yeah. And he just went on back to talking, and I'm like, I remember I met you briefly at, in New York City for the Adjust Your Tracking screening, and he's like, oh, really? I'm like, yeah. He's like, wait a minute. Yes, now I remember you, and we got to talking, and he was nice enough to actually introduce me to Josh from Lunch Meat Magazine, who was there with him buying VHS as well. And we got to talking for a little bit about VHS collecting and just some other stuff. And out of nowhere, Matt just asked me, what size t-shirt are you? And I'm just saying, like, huh? I go, medium? In the back of my mind, I'm saying, you know, you already spent about $300 so far. It's like, you know, do I really want to spend any more money? And he just pulls out a t-shirt and goes, here you go, man. I go, how much is it? He goes, no charge. That's for you. I go, oh, wow. Thanks, bro. But anyway, he gave me an official Horror Boobs t-shirt, which you can get at their Store Envy page. I believe they're still available, but I'll put the links in the description below. Matt was an awesome guy. Josh, I was really happy to finally meet him. Awesome dude as well. He actually gave me a compliment on the Video Violence t-shirt I was wearing. And the last Blu-ray I got, this was the last movie that I bought in general, and we went back to Diabolic DVD, and I saw this one here for sale, and I was looking at it, and it had that limited edition sticker on it, and I'm like, God damn it. The price was pretty good for it, but it was like that point where you bought so much stuff, you really don't want to spend another penny. And I just looked at it, I saw it was from the same people responsible for Necromantic 1 and 2, and I just gave the guy the money. I'm like, just take it, just take it. I showed it to him, and he was laughing. He's like, no problem, I know how you feel. But of course, this is the Blu-ray of Todesking. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, but apparently same guys responsible for Necromantic 1 and 2. And this also comes with the bonus shockumentary Corpse Fucking Art. And yeah, I still need to watch the Necromantic 1 and 2 again. I have both of those on Blu-ray finally, and looking forward to checking this one out. I've heard not much things about it, which makes my expectations a little more low. So after that, Scott had to actually leave, and after that I met up with another awesome guy that I've been friends with on YouTube for a long time, and that's Clive Craven from Gold Minded Records, and you guys all know Clive Craven from Burial Grounds, Body Bags, even the Fright Tube. But we met up and we were doing some things for a little while before he went to do the, I believe the Halloween panel. But we went to this one table that had a lot of standees. They had some Elvira ones, but somebody stole those right when I didn't see it. Both of them were gone, like maybe an hour before, and then when we got there, they were all gone. But I saw this one and I immediately needed to buy it. They were $10 a pop. Some of them were really big standees. And I got a card from the one guy. I don't know where it is now, but if I find it, I'll leave the link below in the description. But anyway, I got this awesome Mr. Rogers Neighborhood standee from him. And yeah, it's just fucking awesome. And of course, I couldn't be going to a horror convention without getting some autographs. So this part of the video is going to be all autographs. The first person I went to, and she had a huge line going. Her and Sid Haig had the biggest lines that I saw. I heard Malcolm McDowell had a pretty big line as well, but unfortunately I never got a chance to see it just because of time constraints. But this was the first autograph I got, and I've heard awesome things about her, and she was an awesome person. And of course that is Danielle Harris, and she signed this autograph to me, and I got a picture with her as well. Super sweet girl. She charged $30 for an autograph and $10 for a picture, which in my mind I'm not too big of a fan of people charging for pictures, but whatever, she was awesome anyway. Danielle Harris, absolute sweetheart. Next one I got, I noticed that he had a very short line, and when I mean very short, I mean there were maybe 2 people online, so I figured that was a perfect opportunity to jump online, and that's Bill Moseley. I also got a picture with him as well. And funny thing about Bill Moseley was he was actually offering people chocolate chip cookies and Oreos, which I thought was hilarious. But he had one of Chop Top. He signed this one to me, this really awesome Chop Top picture. And being an awesome guy, he asked if he would like to sign it to me, which I said yes please. And he goes, is there anything in particular you want me to sign, you know, a quote or anything? And I was like, yes, because normally I heard Bill Moseley usually writes, "Lick my plate, you dog dick," or "I am the devil and I'm here to do the devil's work." But I was like, Bill, could you please write "time for incoming mail"? And usually people will just laugh and be like, yeah, no problem. But immediately after I said that, he just went full Chop Top and just screamed, "Time for incoming mail!" And I was laughing my ass off. It was incredible. But Bill Moseley, I've been wanting to meet this guy forever, and I actually finally got to talk to him about All-American Massacre. Now, in the past, I've read on the internet, he said, you know, it's most likely never going to come out, but at this time, he was like, I am really not sure right now. I mean, Billy, as he's saying, William Hooper, he said he's not really sure what his plans are for All-American Massacre, whether he wants to go in with it or not. So I said, do you think today, after all the hype's been built up, it will live up to all the hype it has gotten? He said, absolutely not. And he said, I think Gone with the Wind has bigger hype than All-American Massacre will have. But Bill Moseley, awesome guy. He was also selling replicas from the original Chop Top plate at his table for $40 a piece. And his prices were really good too. $25 for an autograph, $40 for the Chop Top plates. I didn't see any teeth there. Usually he sells the Chop Top teeth, but also free for a picture, which was awesome. Next guy I went to, and I noticed he also had a very short line. I think there was maybe one person online before me or just somebody talking to him. But that's Alex Vincent from Child's Play 1 and 2 and Curse of Chucky, the guy who played Andy Barclay. Alex was a really, really nice guy. You know, he doesn't do films really anymore. I mean, he was just a child actor, and now he does the conventions. But he was just such a down-to-earth dude. Very nice, very approachable, very polite. And he actually signed this one to me, and he wrote "Chucky did it" on it, which I thought was really cool. I really like how these sort of people are doing conventions now. Another guy that's doing the conventions is George Wilbur, who played Michael Myers in Part 4, 5, and 6, who Scott actually got an autograph from. I really wish I did get a chance to meet him. I really felt sorry because there was really nobody at his table. I would see a couple people going over, but, you know, thankfully a couple people noticed him and showed him the praise that he deserves. But I was really bummed out after the convention and realizing that I missed out on getting George Wilbur's autograph. But anyway, back to Alex Vincent. He signed this one to me, and I also got a picture with him as well. Awesome guy, and I really hope to see him again in the future. And the last autograph, this one, Jeremy NES Ruler 22 was really, really jealous about. I laughed my ass off at every comment he said after I sent him the picture with me and him. And that one I got with Brad Dourif. I got a picture with him as well, which made him even more jealous. And he had, to tell you the truth, he didn't have too many Chucky pictures there for sale. He had this one he signed to me, which was probably the best one he had. Usually he has the blue one with, it says Chucky on the bottom, and besides that he had the one with Chucky and Bride of Chucky just giving the finger, and I think he had a Charles Lee Ray one as well, but I got him to sign this one to me. And Brad Dourif was an incredibly awesome, polite, and grateful man. Very thankful too. You say a compliment to him and he'll be very grateful to hear it, and he'll thank you very much for it. From what I've heard, it's pretty hard to meet Brad Dourif at horror conventions. Apparently he doesn't do them that much, so I was really happy to get a chance to meet Brad Dourif. By the way, Alex Vincent only charged $20 for an autograph and free for a picture. Brad Dourif charged $40 for an autograph and $10 for a picture, which I really don't blame him. He is, he kind of deserves it for the most part. But like I said, I'm not really too big of a fan of people charging for photos. After I met up with Clive, he was telling me he was online for Sid Haig, and he told me that Sid was only $10 for an autograph and free for a picture, which is really good considering the fact that when I met him in May at Mad Monster, he charged $20 for an autograph and free for a picture. But of course, Sid Haig had the biggest line out there. But like I said, I didn't get a chance to meet Malcolm McDowell. A lot of people, though, were pretty disappointed with, Neve Campbell. For one, she had her own private room, which obviously throws a lot of people off. But then she was charging $75 for an autograph, and I believe $50 for a photo, which is out of this world. I'm not sure what he charged for a photo, but apparently Skeet Ulrich charged about $50 for an autograph, which in my mind I kind of find that price outrageous. Anyways guys, that was everything that I picked up from Monster Mania. I met a lot of awesome people, got to reconnect with a lot of awesome people, and these horror conventions are just more than going shopping pretty much. These are events. If you talk to people, you sometimes meet the right people, and overall you meet lifetime friends, if you ask me. So yeah, don't be a stranger at these things. Definitely introduce yourself to people. Make friends. These people can end up being lifetime friends. If you're in the film industry, if you want to be a director, a writer, an actor even, talk to some of these people. Talk to some of these filmmakers, these distributors. Maybe you'll get somewhere, maybe you'll just get a business card, maybe you'll get a couple contacts here and there, but overall, just don't be a stranger. Introduce yourselves and overall have a good time. Anyways guys, that was everything. Hope you all enjoyed. If you liked this video, definitely subscribe, like, comment, share, whatever you guys do. This is actually going to be one of the last few videos down in the basement before I go back to school. New location, new apartment, and I'm really stoked for it. Make sure to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever social networks you guys use. Once again, my name is Steve from Shock Extreme Productions, and until next time, see y'all later.